All right, Shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites. We come out week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom. According to the Bible, is known as Babylon the Great, the place of great confusion. First and foremost, we want to start by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash.
Double honors unto our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, Wakasayim, Wabarakim. Peace, mercy, and blessings unto all the hopeful elect. All right, and Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahushai,
Barakatah Yahushai,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahushai,
Barakatah Yahushai.
The Wadi Ba'ashem Yahushai for giving us another week to come out and to prophesy and to be, you know, Lord willing, those chosen vessels to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom and to also endure unto the end. All right, because we out here fishing. We out here to let you know that there's going to be a second Exodus, that you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, that you are the true Israelites, okay? We're not those bywords that they put upon us.
Right.
Black is a byword. African American is a byword. Puerto Rican, Cuban, those are bywords. We are the children of Israel. All right, so we out here fishing to let you know that the one that you ignorantly call Jesus Christ, according to the Bible, the Lashawan Kudash, the ancient tongue, the real name there is Yahweh Shai, which means he delivers. And he's come back to save his people from their sins. Right. And we're in the time of the second coming. We're in the time of the MOTB. We're in the time of World War III. We're in the time of Jacob's trouble.
St. Jeremiah chapter 16 and verse 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, said the Lord, there shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt.
Right, we all know about the great Exodus from the land of Egypt. All right, when the Lord rose up Moses as a deliverer to lead 600,000 Hebrews out of Egypt. All right, and what did he do? What did he do to Pharaoh's army? He destroyed them, man. All right, he said it was nothing left but dead Egyptians on the seashore. Okay, so the same thing's going to happen to these modern day Egyptians in the second death, right? Which was the first death was during the great flood during the time of Noah, but the second death is going to be through nuclear fires.
Right.
That's how this place is going to be cast down through nuclear fire.
Verse 15, it says, "But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north."
That's right. And I believe when you go into that word north, it goes into Babylon. All right. And in America, it's Babylon the Great, the place of great confusion. USA under Satan's authority. Okay. So there's going to be a great deliverance from Babylon. All right. Yes, 2/3 of our people are going to die on this side. But guess what? The elected 1/3 is going to be delivered. How are they going to be delivered? By what you call UFOs. Okay, according to the world, it's going to appear as an alien invasion. But we know what the chariots are. They're the chariots of Israel. All right, the same way Enoch was translated, the same chariot that parted Elisha and Elijah asunder. Hey, the same way Yahushua left is the same way he coming back.
Right.
St. Jeremiah 16 and 15, it says, "But the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north."
Right, so that's how this second Exodus is going to outdo the first one. Because during the first one, yes, the chariots led us through the wilderness. The chariot was like a guard guiding us the whole time. But this time, men are going to actually be beamed up on those chariots. And the chariot sightings are increasing more and more. Okay, I believe the Pentagon is getting ready to release all of that information about the UFO. So we're here. Esau, they're scared. All right, they already know what's up, man. You regular people, you're going to think it's little green men, you know?
And it says, "And from all the lands whither he had driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers."
Right, and what's our land? Our land is the land of Israel. Okay, Yasharallah. Okay, do you know that's that in Genesis where the Lord said, "I will give you from the river of Nile to Jordan"? Because that whole landmass is going to be ours. You know, people.
Yeah, I'll put my friend in water.
All right, because that's going to be the headquarters. All right, because the whole earth was made for the sakes of the children of Israel, but the headquarters is going to be Israel. All right, that's going to be the headquarters, man. Then you other nations, you're going to be paying, you're going to be slaves for 1,000 years. Then we're going to give you back your land, and then you're going to be paying eternal tributes unto the children of Israel.
Right.
And guess what? The scripture also says, "In my Father's house are many mansions." So we're not just going to have the land of Israel. We're not just going to have the entire earth. We're going to have different planets. Okay? And that's something Esau could never do.
Everyone to say only Esau is going to be a slave for 1,000 years. The rest of you nations will be under our servitude for eternity. You know, but the slavery, you know, when it comes, the first generations that follow, it's going to be rigorous for you, hardcore bondage. But then the slavery is gonna ease up, because your next generations to come, your children, are going to be more in line of the servitude. But you still will be a perpetual servant under the nation of Israel through the rulership of Yahweh Bashem El Shai.
Got a precept. Second Esdras 15 and verse 11. And it says, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm.
Yeah, mighty hand and a stretched out arm. Right? Meaning Yahweh Shai said he's going to come back as lightning striking from the east to the west. I mean, he's going to come back very swiftly. Okay, and that outstretched arm is going to be getting beamed up on those chariots, being so-called abducted, man. Okay, the strangeness of thy salvation.
And it says, and smite Egypt with plagues as before.
Right, this is the modern day Egypt. All right, because if you go into the Hebrew, the word there will be Montezarium, which is dealing with one of the sons of Ham that became a great nation down there in the land of Ham. See, when Esau got into power, he began to change all the lands. He began to call this place Africa, this place Egypt. Egypt is a Greek word that goes back to Egyptos. Okay, but it's synonymous with what? Being a house of bondage, servitude, slavery. Okay, so linking America with Egypt, this is the place where we were in slavery again. And not just the southern kingdom, but both kingdoms, man. Can you give me that in Jeremiah?
Yep, got you. This St. Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 33. And it says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
Right, when it says the children of Israel is dealing with the 10 tribes. Okay? Because this is known as what? The land of Arzarit, the land of Ophir, the land of gold. Okay, but who are the first ones to come and really populate this land? The 10 tribes. Dealing with Ephraim, who's the head of the 10 tribes, the tribe of Ephraim and his companions, the so-called Puerto Ricans, Native Americans, Dominicans, Seminole Indians, Mexicans, El Salvadorians, Brazilians, all right, so forth and so on. All right, all of the indigenous people, they make up the lost 12 tribes.
That's right. St. Jeremiah 50 and 33, that said the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah.
Now, when you're dealing with Judah, it's dealing with the southern kingdom. Started with the head tribe, Yehoiada, all right? And then you have the tribe of Benjamin. Then you have the Levites that made up the southern kingdom. Okay, and these were the tribes that went into the Greek captivity and the Roman captivity. Okay, and these were the tribes that ruled Europe for 1,000 years as what you know as the Vikings, all right? As what you know as the Saxons, the Moors, okay? That's us, man. And now we have been taken over here to slavery because the first slaves actually came from Spain, Portugal, okay? And we all got put in slavery over here. And you can't say that the curses don't fit the 10 tribes because they do. You know?
Yeah, well, who else do they fit? You know, that's one of the biggest things too. Here it is, you have a description of a suspect, and then this guy fits it to a T. But you know what I mean? Like, even with cops, he's black, he's got this. Anybody black with a black shirt and shorts in the vicinity, he's it. But we go into the curses and hear all these things. Nah, I don't know. Come on, man. It's a clear indicator, but because it's so plain, it's a stumbling block. You know, that's why the Lord said, make it plain upon tables. Because now when you open it, now when the Lord dealing with you and you actually read it, you're like, damn, this is plain as day, you know, because it's prolific. Everyone knows about the slave trade, and everyone knows the main people on the slave trade were so-called black people. That's a common fucking, but when it comes to the Bible, now, like in school, who else did they teach you was in slavery? Us. But now we start going and saying that, hey, what happened to us is in the Bible. Well, everybody went. Well, why didn't everybody was taught in school that? You know?
Well, when you go back to the so-called Mexicans, they got taken onto slave ships to
back to Britain. I know the Indians did too. They brought them back to Spain, Europe, I think, right?
They got took back to captivity. I forgot the name of it, man, but I believe it's the Philippines. Yeah, I think it's the Philippines. There's a lot of so-called Israelites over there. There's also a Mexican culture in Japan. So we're actually scattered everywhere, you know, and it's just like going back to that Shakespeare quote, the world being the stage and everybody being players having a role to play, but who's playing the role of the curses? Who's playing the role of the oppressor, the colonizer?
Yeah.
Back in St. Jeremiah 50 and 33, and it says, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
Right, now where were they oppressed together? In the ancient Egypt, right? Because Joseph made it there first, then the other tribes came there to escape the famine.
Yep.
But now we're oppressed together in the modern day Egypt and what's known as America, which means bitter.
And it says, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go.
Yeah, even to this day, they refuse to let us go. And right now, you need a 19 passport. You know, pretty soon you're going to need the MOTV to travel. And you know, and that should tell you what times that we're in, because we can't even say certain things.
Right.
So we're coming upon not only a physical famine, a lack of bread and water, but also a spiritual famine, where you're going to want to hear a brother's voice. You're going to want to see men out there on the highways and hedges, man. You're going to want to hear the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai being brought out in truth and sincerity. Because when shit hit the fan, those hirelings, they're going to bounce, man.
Yeah.
Because they're just hirelings.
Yeah.
We're not out here asking for anything, but yet we're still being those fishermen, you know?
Hey, well, to add to you, what proves we're also, like, in the beginning, you know, we're in the clutch, you know, of the famine of the word right now, because like the brother said, there's certain things you can't talk about. Because I was meditating, I'm like, why can't we talk about this thing that's affecting the whole world? Why can't we speak about it? Why are we not allowed to ask questions? But not only that, we went to get new signs, and the chick told the brother she's gonna need a manager's approval to print a certain sign. You know, because what did it say? Destruction coming to America. So there's certain signs that you can't go to Walmart or FedEx and get printed, because now they got a law that says see something, say something. So you could be deemed as a terrorist, literally, for what us doing, preaching the standard of what the Bible, the prophets are going to be deemed as a threat to Babylon. All we're doing is reading the Bible, though. You promoted it. You pushed the Bible on us. See? But now with the true Israelites having the Bible, this is the vibration that comes with it. Because out of your mouth, you never talk about Babylon being destroyed. Christians don't talk about end times or real prophecy. It's always afar off. It's coming later.
Right.
You know?
The rapture.
They don't care about who they call Jesus. You see? But when the true believers come out, teach, believe it, and bring it out, that's the great fear. Great fear is falling on, because truth is a fearful thing to a fan of lies. But I had a quick one, Baba Kasha, because you said Jeremiah about they refuse to let him go. And this proves we're in Egypt all over again. This Exodus 10 and 20, but the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart so that he would not let the children of Israel go.
Beautiful. Now, since you brought that, can you get the one in Romans?
Yeah.
That explains why
Yep.
you brought it.
Yep.
You know, because that's the same thing Yahweh Shem Yahushai is doing to Edom. You know, he's hardening his heart. You know, he got us in fucking walking around with masks on, 6 feet apart. Certain people have to take the Depop shot. You know, his heart is hardened. It's his mind. He's not letting us go.
Yeah.
That's why Yahushua has to come back. We need a savior.
Yep.
Okay. You have a lot of our people at fringes, you know, with fringes on at the gun range, like their weaponry is going to protect them.
Yeah.
But this man got fucking robots, microwave weapons, UAVs, drones. Like, there's no way out, man. You got niggas in the house with little as 9. Like, that's going to protect you from a troop. You know.
What it's doing is it's protecting their falsehood, because they don't have faith. So these little pocket rockets that they got is really to give them a false sense of replacing where faith should be. The faith should be in that holster, but now a gun is. You know. I got the one in Romans you want, and I also got the precept where it was told to the Pharaoh if you want that one too. Romans first. This is Romans 9 and 17. See this? They say the Old Testament's done away with. Look what it says. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh. So we got to go where in this account was it said? It says, so the scripture saith unto Pharaoh.
Right, and the word Pharaoh means a great house. It is not America, a great house. Another word for Pharaoh will be God, and the so-called white man, he does have a God complex.
Yeah.
Splicing genes, injecting people with a goddamn inoculation that's really turning people into monsters. You know, there's talks of zombies, but we'll see. We can't put it past Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you know, but hey, it says a time like no other.
That's no other. where, you know, art imitates life. Why are they always pushing zombie movies? The biggest thing I'll say is your misconception of what a zombie looks like. When you see people walking up and down and standing on circles and say 6 feet up, that's a zombie. You know, so people could be out here in hordes. You were speaking, you know, as a man, but you could see people out here with another pestilence that actually just has them in a, you know, you never know. You never know what he's hitting you with. You don't know what that's going to do to your body sometime later. You know, you got certain things that can stay stagnant until a certain frequency, then it activates it.
Yep.
So you know, you never know with this guy.
Yep. Go Black Friday shopping. Those are zombies.
Thank you.
Motherfuckers getting trampled for TVs and
Yep.
shit. Zombies.
Yep.
Yeah. Mother's Day.
Yep.
Coming up. No.
Yep.
All Mother's Day is coming. You know, zombies.
Yep.
Woman
Yep.
worship.
Program. Yep. Romans 9 and 17, it says, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up.
Right, so it's a reason why the Lord said, I'm going to give the earth into the hand of the wicked. I'm going to let him cover the faces of the judges. I'm going to let him put his space nested amongst the stars. I'm going to let him do this. I'm going to let him do that. What, read it again, Baba?
Yep. Nope. Romans 9 and 17, for the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose, the Lord's purpose, have I raised thee up.
Right, he raised them up, man, from being a caveman, a base man. All right, from fucking picking lice off each other, eating juniper roots, bran. All right, like donkeys not having a language. He's been raised up to be the ruler of the whole earth. You know?
Yep.
That's amazing.
I've physically seen Esau being that grunt. You know, like when you don't have something he wants at the store.
Yep. All the time.
Like they do that shit. They really do.
And you know what else? They can't handle no adversity. They're
Nope.
fucking weak.
Nope.
You know, like Jacob's used to living in a house, no heat, cut the stove on for heat. Jason used to living without food, fucking making cinnamon toast sandwiches, eggs and rice,
Sugar water.
They can't go through none of that, man.
Yeah.
They can't handle any adversity.
Yeah.
They're fucking weaklings, man. You know, so how are they gonna handle captivity? You know?
Shit is so messed up. I remember looking forward to when my mom would cook fucking ramen noodles and hot dogs.
Yep.
Because that's what we were given. Like it was a privilege to have soda. Not that we, you know, we get it now, but back then, you know, are we going to Burger King?
Yep.
You know, that's a norm for them. You have this this World Star video. This sheet of her husband's getting on her because she's ordering DoorDash 3 times a day, and that's how Esau is, man. They'll fucking just splurge on all this makeshift food because that's the life they live of excessiveness. Yep. You know, so when they don't have it, that spoiled child it lashes out. So when the deal goes down, I wouldn't want to be near no Edomite. You know what I'm saying? Nowhere near him.
Well, they're gonna resort to cannibalism. They're gonna resort to rape and pillaging.
Yep.
You're gonna see their true horns come out.
Yep.
You know, they're gonna resort to suicide.
Sleeping in an animal for warmth. They do shit like that.
Yep.
You know? Romans 9 and 17, it says, for this same purpose have I raised thee up.
Right, we're better than you, man. The Lord put us through a heavy ass whooping, and we like took it on the chin. You know, we're really all because he hopped by Shemi Al-Shai. He said, I'm the Lord, I change not. Therefore, you sons of Jacob are not consumed. But then the Lord rose up dead bodies, man. We were what's in the world. We were those dead bodies in Revelation 11. Now we're standing on our feet and great fear is falling upon people. Yeah. You know? Right.
The Lord's proven us like he did. Because ask a Christian, why did the Lord bring us through the wilderness? To prove us. So we're being proved right now. Because right now, we're in a wilderness of sin again. Because don't they call it the concrete jungle?
Yep.
So out here, this broad gate, you have the opportunity to almost do whatever you want. So we're being proved to see, okay, you can, but what are you going to do? Are you going to follow these instructions? Or are you going to, be in a beast-like state? So this is one of the greatest captivities because they push a sense of free will. So we have faith to say, no, there ain't free will, for one. And two, we got to live by these laws that you claim are done away with. This is us being proven. We're a walking testimony. Every chance you get, you walk and you repent, that's you, shunning evil. What did it say? Eschewing evil. And it says Romans 9 and 17, that I might shew my power in thee.
Right, the Lord wants to show his power, man. He wants to show off. like a basketball player that can dunk real good. He wants to show off that between the legs. He wants to show off that windmill. All right, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, he wants to show off the chariots. He wants to show off men with spiritual power. Okay, he wants to show off Leviathan. Shit's about to get real nasty out here, man. You about to see the Lord show off. You think niggas could flex? They got fucking trucks with 24s on it. Watch what the Lord come through with those chariots, man.
Well, that just shows you that Jake gets that spirit from the Lord. Because they always tell Jake, show off, right? You be seeing Floyd in the gym. You know what I mean? He's showing off his water. He's showboating. Or Jake, he coming down. That's the Lord. So the Lord shows off too, but just on a higher scale.
Salt. Where you think we get our salt from?
Right.
From the Lord.
Yeah.
You know?
Get it from your father, you know?
And even David slaying Goliath with a sling stone. Yeah. That's salty as hell.
Yeah.
You know? He was no warrior. You know? Armor. He ain't had no sword. He just sling stone.
Yeah.
Everybody like, damn.
Yeah.
That's the power of the Lord, man.
And you know, it's heavy too. And then when he was on the run from Saul, he showed out again by carrying Goliath's sword. So he was carrying a sword of a man that no other man defeated but him. And ever so later, the only weapon he could use was that sword. He's showing off, you know. Romans 9:17, that I might shew my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
That's the point right there, man. Because after the first Exodus, everybody knew about the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and the fear of the Hebrews was on everybody. You want to get to that with Rahab? Yep. What did Rahab say? She said, we heard that you were coming, and our hearts melted for fear. Okay? Call law Yahweh.
Yeah, call law Yahweh. And that proves that the fear of the Lord is wisdom, because her being fearful sanctified her and her house for deliverance when Jericho got besieged. In so much that Rahab is a part of the lineage of Yahushua, meaning she was used as a mother to birth a Judite that is a part of Yahushua's lineage, that so many generations later, him having a son to Yahushua. So that's fire, you know? And the Lord put fear on us when he came down Mount Sinai to put fear on us so that we would get that wisdom. That was the beginning of that wisdom being put on us when that fearful sight happened. The thunder, the lightning. So fear is good, you know? Fear is good for you.
A healthy fear of the Lord is good.
The what?
A healthy fear of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's the only thing you should fear.
Yep.
Because the scriptures also say that fear will bring a snare. So just know that the only thing that you should fear is the Lord. You know?
I got it.
So don't fear Esau and his troops. Don't fear getting beheaded and death. You know, because there's a demon to fear too. That's right. The other flip side of the coin.
Yep.
But it's a very good thing to fear the Lord, man.
Yep.
It has good fruits on the streets.
Yahushua said, fear not him which could kill the body. You know what I mean? You got people today, what do they call it? Hypochondriacs? We're afraid of shit.
Phobias.
What a
they
phobia.
have a phobia for everything.
Cotton balls,
Yep.
clowns, the dark, you know, balloons, weird shit.
Even like now through the spirit, you know, like how we in the truth now, the Lord gave us the spirit of faith. But when you read it, you know, how we've been going into numbers and stuff like that, the reason that Israel didn't get the land, right? The reason why they were in the wilderness for 40 years is because when they went to spy out those Canaanites, certain Israelites were scared and they came back and murmured against Moses.
Yeah.
So, you know, but Joshua and Caleb had faith, like, yo, this land is good, this land is plentiful, you know, boom. So we gotta have that same faith that Joshua and Caleb had back then, man.
Hey, sorry.
I was gonna say that's a great point.
Right.
That's a great point, because what did they bring back to the camp? A feared demon, and nobody wanted to go. And they was like, yo, Moses, you brought us out here to die. You know?
That's why we have a law before war. If anybody's faint-hearted, take your ass home.
Right.
You know, because that demon is contagious, so it can hop on someone else, you know? And even right now, you see Jake's fearful, they're driving in cars with masks on. You know, the wind's blowing, it's a blessing that, nature's still growing, and the sun's out, and people I can't breathe in them. You know, and people got mad. That's fear. You're afraid. It's like The Happening. Remember in The Happening, they were literally afraid of the wind blowing.
Yep.
You brothers got to go watch The Happening, man. They were literally running from the wind blowing. That movie's fire, bro. I watched it again. I'm like, yo, this is the Lord putting great fear on these people. The bitch was committing adultery. Hey, you gotta watch that movie. So that's showing you the king of terror, where the Lord got you scared of air. And that's what they were scared of in Egypt. They were scared of what they couldn't see when you read Wisdom of Solomon. So that great fear, that's why it's beautiful for us to be fearful now of the Lord, because soon all these people are going to be fearful, but not that good fear, you know?
It's real spiritual that they say, I can't breathe, and then you put on the mask on, and then you can't fucking breathe.
Right.
You know, because when you go to the scriptures, breath is the what? The
Wisdom.
wisdom.
Yeah.
And these people, they don't have that wisdom. That's why they got the mask on. You know, I don't know if you brothers saw Two Distant Strangers on Netflix. You saw it? Oh man, y'all gotta watch that. The Jake on there is Joey Badass. He plays like the main character. And then the officer, his name is Officer Merc. Now you know Merc means to what? Kill. And he was in a never-ending time loop where he would wake up. He just had the best night of his life. He had, you know, he got lucky with a woman. He woke up. He's leaving her apartment. Officer Merc hymns him up and chokes him out. And he's screaming, "I can't breathe."
Damn.
So mockery right in your face.
Damn.
But it's very spiritual because he was into astrology. He was into zodiac signs and shit. He was smoking weed. He's been a witch. So when you watch it, it makes sense why the Lord kept judging him like that, man. And his name was, his name was Carter. When you look up the name Carter, it means someone that's unlearned. So it's mad spiritual, man. An officer named Murky, what Jay said in the streets, I'm murky.
Yeah,
right. You know?
And they also call like murky water, dark, you know, dark death, you know?
Yeah, the valley of shadow of death.
Yeah. I got Joshua. Still want it? This is Joshua 2, and I'm going to start at 8 for the context. Joshua 2 and 8. And before they were laid down, she came up unto them upon the roof, and she said unto the men, I know that the Lord has given you the land, and that your terror is falling upon us. So she's telling them, I know the Lord gave you. This is a heathen. A heathen is telling you, I know the Lord gave you the land. Everybody in the city's afraid. Now, they're not going to tell you that, because remember, before that, why were they on the roof? Because those in Jericho were looking to kill them, because they were afraid. You see?
Yeah, the kings came together.
Yep. And it says, and that all the inhabitants of the land faint because of you.
Yeah, they faint, man. Mean what? The face turned to paleness from fear.
Yep.
Frightened.
Yep.
Great fear, man. All right, the Lord's going to tip the battle into our favors to where our enemies, they're going to fear. If you have fear on you, you can't fight, man. You're going to lose, you know?
It's a mental battle. You've already psyched yourself out. You know,
the battle is already decided before it's fought. And that's why we already have the victory, because Yahweh Shai overcame.
Yep.
You know?
And it says in Hebrews, it said in Hebrews, he's the finisher. So he's already finished the course. You know, it says finish him. Yeah. He already did it.
Yeah.
You know, so right now the heathens are just in, you know, they're just dazed. So we're good money. Shalom, brother.
Shalom. Just like with Mike Tyson, like every time before a fight, he would look at the corner, you know, like right to his eyes, to his soul, you know, because what's that saying? They went into the souls through the eyes, and as soon as they looked away from from Mike Tyson, he knew they won that fight.
He said, I got him.
Instantly.
Got it.
Yeah. They got a saying, you know, that in boxing, like if you already think you're gonna lose, or if you like somebody already lost the fight.
Yep. Joshua 2 and 9, and it says, where am I? Yeah, 10. I'll read 9 again. And she said unto the men, I know that the Lord has given you the land.
Right, the Lord gave us that land, man. Oh, that's ours, man. But now you got heathens that following it, Pink City, Tel Aviv. They have to import trees. Oh, they're deporting the Jakes that went over there. They're getting kicked out, man. I believe they gave it, what, 40 days?
45 or 60. Oh, 45 of them got 60 days.
Yeah.
That's 2 months. That's 8 weeks.
Damn.
That ain't shit.
To a country they've never been to.
Right.
A lot of them grew up there.
Yep. That's crazy. And it reads, but see, also too, that's why Yahweh Shai, he said, which they don't believe in Yahweh Shai, but he warned, if they say go to the desert, don't go. You had, what was it, Ben Amin? He was telling them go there. Now look at, you know what I mean? Hey, you got to call a spade a spade. This is what happens when you don't follow the doctrine. Now you can come and what? And you know, you better go to Ghana where HOI at. I'm being honest. You're gonna have to find somewhere to fit in, because hey, they're cutting down on the borders, and playing you a nigga. So they don't want you here. They're killing them by the dozens. So you think they're gonna want you? You know?
Yeah, over there they call him Cushy. Cushy means nigga.
See?
Or Ham will call him a kata, which means cotton picker.
See?
So you can't escape the curse. See? You know, that's why we don't teach flee Babylon doctrine, because the Lord said his arm is not short that he can't save. I mean, he's gonna deliver you from wherever. You know?
Yep. And it reads Joshua 2 and 9, and it says, and that your terror is falling upon us.
Right, that terror is falling upon us, man. Oh shit, they out there. They're in every city. They're preaching again. They're not being that statistic anymore. You know, they're coming back. They found out who they are. You know, now in these times. You know.
Hey man, people don't get afraid when they see a bean pie. You know, I'm gonna get you, sucker Jake, man.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? They're not afraid of a nigga looking like Cole with a Moore hat. Remember, they labeled him the dumbest, but he wore a Moore hat.
That's right.
Yeah, the water. Yeah, so they're not afraid of Jakes like that. Hey man, they're not afraid of a bald head, smooth face, Tim Scott nigga, man. You know, the governor dude, the senator, he said, his big ass gums, America's not racist. It's not a racist country. Yeah, that's a weirdo. She's not even with us. And now the nigga wants to file a motion of a legislation for cop reforms because he's got pulled over more than 18 times for being black. With the same nigga when he was standing up on stage and Bernie Sanders dissed his ass.
He was cooning.
You know?
Get the fuck away from me.
You know? They're not afraid of them. Because if he was, he would have shook his hand.
He got them. Those are the niggas that Esau got, man. You know? And what does 2/3 equal up to? 66.6%.
Yep.
Satan got you, man.
Yep.
You know?
The year of your father, the devil. So you're going to die with the devil. Joshua 2 and 9, and it says, and that all of the inhabitants of the land faint because of you. For we have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea for you.
We heard how the Lord destroyed Babylon for you. All right, we heard how he destroyed kings for your sakes. We heard how he sent the plagues, the pestilence. We heard how he gave you spiritual power, you know?
And how did they hear? Because just like today, you have multiple platforms of news outlets.
Yep.
So even back then, when you read it, you can't isolate just, I'm reading just Hebrews enslaved in Egypt. There was other nations. There was a lot of things going on.
You gotta imagine, Edom was here. Edom saw us marching out and got intimidated so much that he wouldn't allow us to pass through his land for water. The Moabites, they got so intimidated, they wanted to put a curse upon us, and the curse fell upon their asses. You know.
So it's when you read these scriptures, you know, you gotta also remember that there's other things going on in the midst. So in the midst of the plagues happening, you basically had other nations like this. You know, they're reporting back and forth. You know, word up the water.
Streets talk.
Yep. Streets talk. So they were like, hey, don't go to Egypt. The cattle's gone. I'm gonna go there. Hey, there's locusts there. You can't.
Egypt gone. The whole army got destroyed. The pestilence destroyed the city. The locusts ate the crops. They were through. Egypt has never bounced back. You know.
And also too, Lord's will I could grab it. Remember